listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name's Ken Lawler. I'm the host. You are either watching us in the LOZ app or you're listening to us on KRMS radio on Saturdays from 10 to 11. We call it the Simulcast. We love our collaboration with them and gives people a chance to kind of go in and either watch us in the app or listen to us on the radio. And by the way, you can also listen to any of the stations at KRMS by going to the LOZ app. You type media and you hit one tap and you're listening. So listen, we're coming off a big weekend at the lake, the Shootout Offshore, the IHRA Shootout Offshore. I'm here with Mark Maasen, president of the Shootout. Mark, what a weekend.
It was a great weekend. You know, I had a few rain things and had some excitement on the course, but other than that, it was a great weekend.
Well, you know, I mean, listen, now that we know everybody walked away safe and everybody was fine, a couple of wrecks always make for big numbers. I don't know why, but people love to see these boats fly, and we had one that flew, right? I mean, this was a rollover, big time blowover. And, you know, and if people do the same thing with NASCAR and those rest of them, you know, they watch the beginning and they watch the end and then kind of sleep in the middle sometimes, not always. One's a little bit, maybe, you know, guilty of a nap in the middle of a snooze car. And you watch the end because that's where it gets exciting. Everybody gets complacent in the middle and they kind of run, trying to get their position without getting crazy. And at the end, they make their move, and that's when things get exciting. And so, kind of the thing. People are watching that stuff, and the beauty of our track here at Lake of the Ozarks is that the guys get to run with the sticks down. I mean, they run wide open, and so in doing that, they create some other things that happen. You know, the corners are faster, everything's faster, and it makes for an interesting show. And one thing about it, they don't get beat up as bad. Well, and you know, unless they roll over or blow over. But other than that, it makes for a smooth, fun boat ride for the week. Well, I'll tell you what, and I think if people ever question, like, are these guys really racing? Are they just going around in a circle? I mean, I think you could tell, you know, they get up really close. They get within inches of each other going around these turns. They're battling, and just what a great thing for the lake area that we have twice a year, that we really become the mecca for offshore boats and these big boats to come in. And I mean, I don't think people understand, these guys are racing in Dubai, they're racing in Miami, they're racing in Michigan, but 2 times a year, Lake of the Ozarks is the place to be, isn't it?
It was amazing. Yeah. So we bring them to our little piece of paradise here in mid-Missouri.
And the Shootout charities is wrapped around both of them, and we're so proud of that. And you know, the fact that if you guys went down for this weekend and you saw anyone with a blue shirt on, those are volunteers, and those volunteers are giving their time to the Shootout charities in name of one of the charities they want to be working for. And that's the beauty of the charity, is you donate your time, your effort, you know, your expertise. And you get to donate those hours towards any of the 38 charities you want to that are in the umbrella of the Shootout. I can't think of a better way to give back than to donate some time, and then the charity of your choice gets some actual dollars.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's just such a worthwhile cause all the way around. I spent some time walking around the strip multiple times, talking to the volunteers and different people, and they were all so in great mood, happy to be there. Just all in all, the total feel, everything was amazing. You know, we got a little bit of heat online, so there wasn't an official street party. But if a person walked down the strip, you saw a street party. It wasn't as, you know, maybe as flamboyant and crazy as what the one is for the Shootout later in August. However, there were every nook and cranny from the very top to the very bottom had boats, PWCs, race teams, you know, something going on in all of them. And it was easy to walk around and see all the different things. And you can hang out there. So we didn't like that, and hang out a little bit further down. It was everywhere. And the bars and restaurants preferred that, but they asked for down there to keep that open. And so I think all in all, I walked into multiple different restaurants and stuff during that period of time. They were all busy and said they had a great weekend.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if you wear a watch or not, but I saw you walk up and down that hill at least 7 or 8 times. So I thought you logged your hours, and you were, you know, you and I were actually at the Alley Cats on the landing, and we're talking, and we look over, and there's 3 tables full, and I'm talking 12 to 15 people at each table from a different race team. And that's the kind of stuff, besides just the normal group that it brings in that are locals and that are people that are normally at the lake. You get these teams that come in from all over the United States, and when they come in, they're not just coming in to race; they're coming in to enjoy themselves. They're coming in to have a meal with their team and their family. And it was so cool to see all these different groups participating at the lake, and you just knew it was a big boost economically for the strip for sure, and really for the whole lake.
Oh, absolutely. Those race teams will spend $20,000 to $40,000 in a weekend just to be there. So, and that's all local monies that go to our economy here at the Lake of the Ozarks that help local businesses that make real lasting impacts.
And that's why we do it. That's why the shootout wraps itself around these events, because they are really good for the community. We get to get our volunteers out, and we get to raise money, and more. That's really what, at the end of the day, we had a great race. We raised some money for the shootout charity. Nobody got hurt. It was kind of cool this year. I enjoyed seeing the PWCs zipping around. Those things it's amazing. They're fast, and they get up close too. I saw a couple of them that ran over each other on the course, but they're all trying to win too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. It's very competitive out there. This whole thing is just about community, and it's pretty amazing to watch it all kind of come together.
I don't know if you saw or not. We kind of made a big deal about it, but the LOZ app had their first entry as a sponsor for a boat in the race. We sponsored Brad Harrington and his boat, and we just had a blast. I mean, talk about fun. We took that boat and stickered it all up in LOZ app memorabilia, and they took third place in the class 400. And what a cool thing it is. And I got to go to my first awards ceremony. And you get these award ceremonies, and man, I mean, there's 1,000 people in there, and they're excited. I mean, and these are guys, let's face it, these guys are spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to do this. And the prize money is not near going to cover that, is it? So tell me this. So, we've got this race that starts out the season, and then we've also got a bunch of events. I know we had we have one of 2 Wishing on a Rides that you guys did. That you did over at the Cave, I believe, right? That was last week. And your wife, Tiffany, runs that, and she does such an amazing job. It's kind of her baby, and she's got it dialed in, doesn't she?
Thank you. Yes, she does. She's very passionate about that event. That's her baby.
And so what give us a little update on what happened at that event. Was it pretty cool? Did you get to put some smiles on faces?
Lots of smiles on faces. There was lots of people there with disabilities, and then there was one or two Make-A-Wish children that were there. It was a great event. The event this fall or in August, we'll have a ton of Make-A-Wish, and now we're adding Dream Factory. I'm not adding. Tiffany is adding Dream Factory children to it as well. So we're going to add some more children to it. They've got big plans. They're working with Brett and those guys at Performance to put on a big show again there for those kids, and it ought to be amazing again.
Well, and I do have to give you a shout out for your company. You guys do so much for charity in this town. Polylift has been around for how many generations? I don't know. You're like the 4th generation, aren't you?
51 years.
Yeah, and you guys,
3rd generation of this, taking things from us right now, working on stuff for us now.
But you guys are so giving back to the community. You're so intertwined with everything that's going on with all these events, and just guys, listen. If you need a lift in town, buy from Polylift. These guys are giving back so much money to the community, and they're giving so much of their time and effort, and we just really appreciate what you guys do for the shootout and for everything else, and all your personal time. Because let's face it, being the president of the shootout board is a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes on with that, but that's all right, because this community has blessed us with a great business and wrapped their arms around us in need in different times. Back when my dad passed away, and different things that have happened through us over the years, they've all wrapped their arms around us and props us up and said, "Go get them," and we have, and it's been very rewarding. And at the same point in time, giving back like this is even better than that. It's an amazing feeling to be able to do what we do.
Let's remind everybody too that there's plenty of events left on the shootout calendar for the charity events, and they can go to shootouthelpers.com and sign up. And the beauty of it is you could be one person by yourself and you want to give back. You go to shootouthelpers.com, you sign yourself up, you pick the event, you pick the time, and then you get to pick the charity who gets those funds from the time that you volunteered for. I can't think of an easier way to give back. And if somebody's wondering, we hear this all the time, like, what can I do? Just go to shootouthelpers.com and sign up and help one of these events. And by the way, you might meet some fun people and have a great time too.
Exactly. And it doesn't, the way the shootout helpers work and the way the shootout charities work, it doesn't matter if you've got $100 in your bank account or you got 100 million. You can simply come in, volunteer your time. Your hours are specific to whatever charity you want, and they donate to it. So you don't have to do a penny. All you have to do is give a little bit of your time, whether it's an hour or it's 20 hours or it's 100 hours, it's whatever fits in your schedule, you can do, and it makes a difference. It's an amazing deal.
Well, I think, we just have to give thanks to all the people who helped out for the weekend, all the volunteers, Leah Martin and her whole team over at the shootout, putting that together. And there's a lot that goes into this, as far as organizational and getting things going. And let's give a shout out to Cadillac because they brought in 60 Cadillacs. A lot of the teams had their own Cadillac to drive around. And these weren't just regular Cadillacs. These were Escalade Vs. 700 horsepower. And I know you got to drive one. I did too. We had a little fun with it. But what a cool event. And when you get companies like Cadillac that understand what's going on and they're bringing their product to this event, it really kind of sets in that this is a big deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah. And it was fun to drive around the lake and see, especially as race weekend got here and more teams were having them and driving them around to watch and see, oh, there goes one. There goes one. There goes one. It was, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, they got a good showing. Well, listen, Mark, thanks for joining us today on the LOZ Podcast Network. We're going to talk to you again this summer as we get to these other events, but thanks for all you do. And what a great race you put on, and everybody's just going to enjoy it. And we can't wait to see what the final tally is for the charity. But thanks again for all your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Appreciate all you do as well.
All right, everybody, we'll be right back after these words.